We're back with the Kings talking about their new album, David Diamond, Mr. Zero, the main songwriters, the survivors of all these great years. Talk about when you started this record and how it all evolved, and now that it's done, what you're most proud of putting together here.
Our new album, The Longest Story Ever Told.
The Longest Story.
I think that you have to, come to the decision that you're going to try and do it because there's a lot involved in it. And, from the recording, getting the guys and finding the 10 songs that you need.
Yes, look at that.
There you go.
Whose dog is that, by the way?
It's our friend Doug Bilbia.
That's a great photo, isn't it?
And his wife Debbie.
Yeah.
That's their Sadie.
You can imagine what the dog's seeing on the other side there.
And well, that's the dog looking through the door, the cat door.
Yeah, that was
funny.
That was a fun photo we had lying around.
Again, you don't know what do you want to put on the cover of an album? It's really at the beginning when you're starting to put it together, you don't know what to do. So
yeah, isn't it crazy that vinyl has made such a comeback?
Yeah,
sure.
Coming up in the business, vinyl was everything, and then they had cassettes and the CDs kind of pushed the vinyl to the the bargain bins, and now it's front line and center.
Amazing.
Well, anyway, so we thought we'd start with that Circle of Friends, Man That I Am thing. And so that developed into getting Bob involved, and that worked out great. And so Bob's mix was actually the standard to which we held all our other mixes. Anytime we had one of these other guys do a mix for us, we'd put it up against Bob's and say, well, no.
And we told them all that Bob had already done one of the songs. So they sort of knew what they were sort of up against. And I think that all the people that mixed on this did a fabulous job.
And then our mastering engineer, Harry Hess, he mixed a couple songs. And but he in the mastering, he's the guy that tied it all together sonically so that it doesn't sound like 7 different guys mixing the tunes. It's a consistent overall sheen that he put on the thing. But to find 10 songs, because we had songs that we played live for 7, 8 years that we never recorded, and so that was something we had to approach like in the studio. And of course, these days you can use Pro Tools, and we have a great engineer in Chris Snow, and we did all the drums in real studios, like track, because Chris has a basement studio where it's all you do it in the box, as they say. It's all done on the computer, and all the amps are all simulated and everything. But the drums have to be real, and so we did that in a couple, 2 or 3 real studios, and then we were working with him doing the vocals in the basement, and the guitars are all done through simulated amps, like I said. And you can do so much now, and he's so fast with the editing and the retakes, and
just a young guy, so he's got all the technique.
And he can take this part and put it over here, and you can take that part and put it back there. And it's the old days. Bob used to use the razor blade and the cutting 2-inch tape.
Oh yeah.
A
lot of pieces of tape hanging around the studio.
Oh, some days there was tape all over the place.
They do the thing woo 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 with the to find the edit point.
Yeah.
With the speakers, and then get out that little block that they cut it, and then the tape.
It was like a surgical procedure,
I remember one time he had a piece of tape about this long, and he taped it up on the wall. He said, "I'm going to need that later."
Yeah.
Remind me where that piece is. It was like one piece.
Yeah, it's like a Frankenstein being put together.
But
Chris Snow was great.
But those days you don't need to do that anymore. And so just finding the songs. A couple of them were older demos that we had. Never got finished. They never got treated right.
Right.
And like I said, a couple songs that were we'd been playing them, but we never recorded them. And so, and then the Rose for Your Stone is the newest one on there that we wrote during the COVID thing. And that's the one with the horns that were mixed and done in Spain and all that. And then we finally had 10, and it just took so long to do it because of the COVID, and then we got locked out of the studio. And you know, it took 3 or 4 years to make this album. And of course, you know, and finding the money and everything else, it makes a big difference. So we had a budget that we were trying to keep to, and that's why we couldn't afford Bob anymore, because his rate is more than we were able to spend, because he's, you know, Bob Ezrin. And
the other guys were affordable.
More so
affordable. Yeah.
And so that was a great benefit for us. We actually approached Jimi Hendrix's producer,
Balance.
oh God, oh shit,
Not Eddie Kramer.
Eddie
Yeah.
Kramer.
Okay.
Eddie lives about 2.5 hours east of us,
Okay.
in Prince Edward County, where another good friend of ours lives. And we got through to him through Greg Godovitz, who was in a band called Gatto, and we hooked up. He put us in touch with Eddie because he's good buddies with him.
Ah,
And so we thought, well, all right,
Yeah.
let's shoot the moon. Why not? You know, and so we got hold of him. His manager is his wife. And so we approached through her, Eddie, and sent him 2 or 3 songs. And he said, no, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I like that one. And it was like, oh, okay. And then we talked about money, and he would give us a bit of a deal on 2 songs, but it was kind of more than we were able to afford. And so
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
almost,
let that go.
we had to let that go, unfortunately.
Although, you know, when it's good, he said, well, anytime, you know, let us know, because he liked our writing, you know, he thought it was decent, which is good.
Yeah. That would have been another feather in your cap, you know, Bob Ezrin and Eddie Kramer. That's some credit. You know?
Yeah.
That's what we were shooting for, but
But yeah, so we had a flashing blue light special on 2 songs, but one was considerably more prorated than
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of you know, it just didn't happen, you know, so you gotta let it
no,
go.
we understand. Well, we are super excited to help spread the word. The Kings are back, and you got them. It is the longest story ever told. Go
It is
get
a
the
long
CD.
story.
Yeah, the longest story. Get the CD, get the vinyl. You checking their
Yeah.
website. I'm sure there'll be some shows coming up this year, and it's great talking to you guys. We love the stories. It brings back memories, you know, hearing those songs and seeing you on American Bandstand and all that good stuff. And you know,
But
YouTube
we're
keeps
still
a lot of
going,
that.
me and Zero.
We're still at it, and maybe we'll be in LA sometime. We'll have to.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely, we're going to reenact that T-shirt and get you guys out on
that's it.
Venice
Okay.
Beach, man, with the surfboards and the
Sure.
Well,
the roller
that's
skaters and
Muscle Beach down there too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, the bikinis, all of that. There we go. Well, thank you so much, guys. Our special guest has been the one and only David Diamond and Mr. Zero. They are the Kings, and we can't wait to speak to you again soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Right
Best
on.
of luck with the album.
You, Jay.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.